8-0 sounds pretty good, and that's what the Chiefs are pushing for. We're going to tell you how they get there. This is Dan Harms. I'm Ryan Tracy. Welcome to RGR Football. Let's get after it. Yes, folks, we are back. It is another week, and it's Monday Night Football. I always like these. Sunday night's great. Monday night's a different beast, and I enjoy that a little bit more, and I think the players do as well. How do they get there, and how do they get this next notch on their belt going towards that three-peat? There's a lot of – make sure you like, sub, hit the bell. Join us here in Rogue Nation because that's where we are. If you don't know it on a map, it's right here on RGR Football. Dan, this is a fun week. Couple of additions, a pass rusher, obviously D-Hop getting his second go, which is really his first go because he just kind of walked into the offense last week. We're going to hit you guys with our top 4 aspects to the game plan. Dan, kick it off. What's job number 1?
You know, right now it's limiting yards after catch for Baker Mayfield and this Buccaneers offense, even without their number 1, number 2 receiver. We all know about injuries, right? You don't have to be lecturing Chiefs fans or Chiefs players on injuries. Everyone's got to deal with them. Buccaneers too. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin out, but Baker Mayfield has completed 168 of his 206 passing yards under 10 air yards this season, and they've generated a ton of yards after the catch. And what Baker Mayfield just did again, throwing for 330 yards, throwing the ball 50 times while still not throwing the ball deep down the field against the Falcons is what the Chiefs have to eliminate. So this is a very basic tool, right? Tackle. The Chiefs are one of the best tackling teams and defenses in the NFL. But if you have an off game against a confident quarterback who's not being pressured a ton behind an offensive line, which we're going to see if the Chiefs can change that up a little bit this week with the addition of Josh Uche, you're going to get a big problem in a game that you don't want to be close, because with Baker Mayfield playing as confident as he is, even without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they have shown the propensity to just throw the football at will anyway. And Cade Otton has been a huge part of that. Running backs out of the backfield and their tight end have really been the main focal point here, getting those yards. So, and those are really the 2 areas where the Chiefs do struggle to not only tackle, but to cover on the defensive side. So it does match up well with the Chiefs defense specifically in that regard. So you have to rally, you have to tackle. And when they throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you cannot let them get going, because that's where you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I hope that they're able to kind of solidify that. You have big bodies. Don't know if Mike Evans will actually go. The hamstring, he was out initial practice this week. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. And folks, we're recording this on Friday like we always do. There will be updates over the weekend, so make sure you stay tuned here, and I'll drop something if anything miraculous happens. For me, it's about the offense taking that next step forward. For Diop to walk in and do what he did last week and be there on third down and understand. You heard Travis talk this week, if you guys saw New Heights, just about how professional he is and how being that veteran, having another veteran in the room just ups the level of everything. And so I'm looking not just for D-Hop to get more integrated into the offense, for what it does for the pass game overall. It does hinge on getting the ball out and being on time with the offense, but that's job number 1 because it comes to points. This team that you're playing, the Tampa Bay Bucs, they haven't faced a defense like the Chiefs. I give them credit for that, but they are putting up 25 points a game. And I think 3/4 of their contests so far, and they're 4th in average points, well ahead of the Chiefs so far. So it's for the Chiefs offense, in my mind, to take that step up. Take everything that you've gotten in the run game and how solid it's been and take that pass game to the next level. That's job number 1 for me. What's 2 for you?
Get into the action with the best platform with the best Chiefs content all in one place. No fee tickets available all season long. The Replay gives you bite-sized news delivered every single morning right into your app. Claim your rewards just by doing what you already want to do and be a Chiefs fan. You can even jump into our exclusive chat room with us at halftime of the ballgame to get our content as well as the premium leaders here in Chiefs Kingdom. Check it out for free and download the Autograph app today.
It's funny you mentioned the run game. I was just looking at some numbers, and the Buccaneers have matched on designed run plays in terms of loading the box on 35% of their defensive snaps. So they've been able to they've been loading the boxes. And now you have a real idea of what the Chiefs are doing. They want to run the football. So that's an interesting thing that we're going to end up talking about maybe later. But the second point for me is protection. Patrick Mahomes this season has not been very good under pressure. And a lot of that has to do with how the offensive line, timing with the new receivers, right? You lose guys to injury. That means that you're playing people that don't necessarily play as much or are new to the offense. Timing is huge in this offense. We've seen that, and trust also is. So looking back to last week, Jawan Taylor did not allow a single pressure on 41 pass blocks last week. That's amazing. Again, for a guy whose only real issue this year has been penalties, that was only the 6th time a tackle has allowed 0 pressures on 40 plus pass blocking snaps this year. The 6th time. That's impressive. So that was against, again, 25 of those were against Max Crosby. And 28 of them were Max Crosby, and 25 of them were true one-on-one situations. And he did not allow a single pressure. That should give him some confidence and this team some confidence. He's coming in against Yaya Diaby, your guy from who's part of the Buccaneers defense now. He is a speed guy off the edge. He plays about 55% of his snaps rushing off that right side or left side of the offensive line. So you're going to see Jawan Taylor be matched up against someone like that. But look at the opposite side. Wanya Morris did not have a good game last week. He was probably his worst, not just his, but maybe the worst left tackle performance that we've seen. And Andy Reid came out this week and gave his confidence back to Wanya Morris, showing they're not going to move to the rookie tackle that they drafted. So this is pressure. They're going to bring some pressure. Levante David has gone back to his pressuring ways and blitzing ways where he's coming at you a lot more than he used to, because they had Devin White, who was their blitz guy, and they let Levante David be in coverage. But he's generated 16 pressures this year on 51 pass rushes. That's a single leading 31.4% pressure rate among those players with 50 pass rushes. So he's coming at quarterbacks. The Chiefs have to be aware of that. And when they do, you have to be able to get Patrick Mahomes enough time to beat this defense, because they are beatable.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is a team that has to do everything that they can. They can't take exceptions here, right? Baker Mayfield's been on a huge stretch. And for me, it's about controlling not the stars, but what he does with everybody else. And remember, folks, if you want the next level in-depth process of who these matchups are going to be man to man to man and how they get this done, join us in our exclusive content on the Autograph app over this weekend as we get ready for Monday Night Football. You can only get it there. Use our code RGR and hit that link in the description. It'll take you right there. Get after it. Baker's a unique case because I felt like he started his career, was a guy I didn't want around my locker room. I didn't really want him near a team if I was running it. Things have switched here, and his home in Tampa Bay has really, I think, changed his mentality. Not only is he throwing for great yards, he's throwing well whenever he has a clean pocket. But his completion percentage, his yards per attempt drop dramatically when you pressure him. So you have to come after him consistently. What he's been doing is being able to read hot and get the ball out. That has to change a little bit. Mike Evans might actually play in this ballgame. We'll find out. But that matchup isn't the one that scares me, because you understand what Mike's game is. You can take that away. You can do what you need to do with your safeties to corral and let Mike Evans be Mike Evans and not let anybody else beat you. It's the Bucky Irvings, who did miss practice with a toe this week. But it's the guys that either you don't know, the rookie class, Bucky in particular, who I loved at Oregon, but who has been making a lot of waves his first season. He can exploit some of the things that have given the Chiefs trouble in the past, the linebacker level in particular. If you're playing inexperienced safeties that maybe have to have responsibility man-on-man for him as well, that will be another thing that you got to keep an eye out. But Rasheed White got in the end zone. You have a number of players that are the other guys, and that includes Cade Otton, who, if Mike Evans doesn't go, will be the focus of their pass game. Because outside of that and a hurt Sterling Shepard, you don't have a whole lot of experience. So it comes to Baker, I think, to manufacture looks, to hit tight windows, to get the ball out and play with tempo and utilize the other guys. So it's about playing team defense for me, not just pressuring, although I do like the addition of Uche. We'll talk about him on the exclusive over on Autograph. Those are the top four. So it comes down to this. What do you see happening?
I still think the Chiefs are going to win this football game. I like the Buccaneers. They've been very resilient to their injuries as well. Their defense is atrocious. It's awful. It's no good. And this needs to be an opportunity for the Chiefs to show that they can score on bad defenses. Look at the Eagles putting up a number on the Bengals. What did the Chiefs do when it came to the Bengals in week 2? They could not really score. They could not move the football. They have discovered their identity. I think with another week with DeAndre Hopkins in the offense, you're going to see them take some shots down the field with Xavier Worthy to actually attack a defense that can't cover the pass down the field. And this is where I think the Chiefs finally break out offensively with some big plays. I think they're going to win about 27 28-13 in this football game.
I love that score. It's very similar to last week. I see it a little bit more, and I'm happy to be wrong, but I agree with you that this is an opportunity to push. I think incorporating D-Hop moves the ball, resets the chains more often, and gets you bigger chunks, and then allows you to hit those home runs. I think they break 30 again. I know it's been a while, but I think they can do it. I think this is the team that will take some chances as well, especially in the deep safety region. I think they will take chances that might bite them a little bit more often. I hope that not only D-Hop, but I want to see Xavier Worthy get a little bit more attention in things that he is excellent at, rather than trying to be a jack of all trades. So let's do that. I think the defense stands up. I'm going to say that they give up a little bit more than we expect just because of the craftiness. So I'm going to call it 31-17, and the Chiefs do get a W and get out the door. What do you guys think? Put your predictions in the chat, in the comments on YouTube. Hit us on all the social on X. You can find him at In Harm's Way 19. You can find me at Ryan Tracy NFL. Hit NFL 33 and Locked On, because we have a ton. And Dan's got content over on TDN. Where else? I can't even keep the list going these days.
That's really it. It's here in TDN now, guys. Like I've condensed my content to 2 places, but it's flowing. We got lots of it.
It's flowing. It's like Carson Steele's hair. It just keeps flowing. You guys have a great weekend. Get ready for Monday Night Football, and we'll see you over on Autograph to give you our last minute and an earlier deep dive into the pregame. Thanks for joining us today. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.